What's the one unbreakable rule of copywriting? Here it is. Put your biggest, boldest benefit in the headline. Or stated another way, the bigger the benefit, the more they'll buy. Why? Because the headline determines 80% of the success or failure of an ad. Well, the truth is that's actually BS, or to be more diplomatic, only a half-truth. Like so much to do with human psychology, there's more to the picture. Because headlines such as this, bald-headed man embarrasses Wall Street pros by making $20,000 in 2 weeks, trading only 15 minutes per day, make people fall asleep. Or headlines like this, the amazing secret of a lotto maniac who cracked the code and now makes $2,996.95 per week from home. Bore us to tears. So I want to give you 4 situations when you must not ever write a big benefit-filled headline in your ads, landing pages, brochures, TV spots, video sales letters, etc., etc. Now pay attention, because what you're about to get an inside peek into is psychology that only a small number of people, even highly paid copywriters, know and understand. Situation number 1. If your product has brand name recognition and your market wants your product. If so, it's much more effective to put the brand in the headline and couple it with a special offer. Example, Apple iPads 75% off. Do you need the headline to say more? No. Why? The brand has done much of the selling for us to date. We already know and trust the company and the product. All we need is a nudge, a logical reason to act now. In this case, it's a big discount. Situation number 2, when your product has brand name recognition but your market does not yet want the product. What you do then is butt the unique selling proposition, that's the USP, next to the brand name. Here are examples from Gene Schwartz's seminal book, Breakthrough Advertising. Steinway, the instrument of the immortals. Another one, anywhere you go, Hertz is always nearby. Or one of the most famous examples in all of direct response history, David Ogilvy's Rolls-Royce ad. At 60 miles an hour, the loudest noise in this new Rolls-Royce comes from the electric clock. Well, here's a backstory from my time in New York. One time a few years ago, I was walking along Central Park with a good friend of mine, and we saw a wall poster for a Robert Kiyosaki event. Normally, I'd advise against wall posters as an advertising medium, unless the product in question is a brand name. When it comes to wealth building, the brand doesn't get much stronger than Kiyosaki. Hence, having his name as the main feature was a smart thing to do. I'm unable to recall the exact wording of his USP on the wall poster, but I think it was the world's leading wealth building coach or something like that. Another example is Tony Robbins. For many of us, he's a brand name, which is why you'll often see his name in the headline of an ad, coupled with the USP, world's #1 motivational coach. An important lesson. The easiest categories to sell stuff are the 2 categories I've mentioned. When your product has brand name recognition. Unfortunately, most of us in business don't sell products that are household names. So we have to dig deeper and get more creative to make our message stand out. Well, here's another time to never use benefit-filled headlines. Situation number 3. And that's when you have a product that solves a problem. Example, let's look at the acne market. As a primary motive, a teenager plagued with acne doesn't want beautiful, silky smooth skin. He wants to get rid of his acne. He wants to overcome pimple problems. He wants his acne to disappear. Notice how each of these focus on the problem rather than gain. That's because his mind is more focused on his pain than the potential reward. That's why you must never claim a big benefit if your market is thinking, solve my problem. Your message will fail to match up to your market's inner dialogue. Here's a final situation, at least for the purpose of this article, when you must never write a big benefit headline. It's situation number 4. When sometime in the past your market has been exposed to other products similar to yours. When your market is more mature, one of the worst things you can do is repeat the same old promises your competition has already preached. And you must be very careful with making outlandish promises in your ads. Big promises stretch the limits of believability. It may just land you in a legal battle with federal regulators. This mistake is by far the most common mistake made by business people, marketing teams, and even seasoned copywriters. They figure if they make the claim bigger, they'll get more attention. So the headline, "Drive your golf balls 250 yards," turns into "Drive your golf ball like a cannon, 300 yards plus." Then that headline turns into "Drive your ball longer and straighter 350 yards, even against a strong headwind," and so on, until the market becomes so conditioned by these outrageous claims that they do not believe the promise any longer. So now, no matter how big the benefit is, people don't buy. Enter the mechanism. To overcome both of these challenges, it's essential your promises move from the outcome your market will enjoy to how the outcome is delivered. This is called the mechanism, and it's about the specific detail that makes the promise take place. An example of the mechanism in action. The headline, "Drive your golf ball 250 yards," is altered to "Drive your golf ball 250 yards by shortening your swing." In this example, shortening your swing is the mechanism. Or another example of the mechanism in action is "Drive your golf ball 250 yards by slowing down your swing." Here, of course, the mechanism is slowing down your swing. Or another example could be "Drive the golf ball 250 yards by altering your foot position on the follow-through." The mechanism is by altering your foot position on the follow-through, and so on. Notice in each of these examples I gave a specific concrete basis for how the benefit will be delivered. Here's another example. If you have an interest in wealth building, you've probably seen this more than a few times. Example, what the world's richest people have in common. 20 years ago, this might have been a good headline. Now, if one is targeting markets that have an interest in wealth building, it's old hat. It gets nothing more than a yawn. Enter the mechanism. What the world's richest people have in common. Believe it or not, they don't set goals, they don't make risky investments, and they almost never inherit their money. They have something else in common never before revealed. Okay, so I've just made that up for the sake of this article. But notice getting specific about what the secret is not. Your interest level probably raised a few notches. Of course, I could improve upon this headline, and there's a lot I could do, but my point is, when your market is relatively mature, it's not enough to claim a big benefit. You need to integrate a specific mechanism.